There we go.
Now we're live.
No wonder why I was having problems with Instagram.
Yeah, because I was sitting there looking, and that's why I kept looking. I'm like, Paul, I'm looking, and I'm like, wait a minute, man. I said, it don't look like we're even live.
We're live now.
All right.
Hey, it's Sunday morning. I'm sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
You know you love me.
Whatever.
Yeah. But to see Mostert's not a surprise. We didn't use him hardly at all this year. Plus, he was injured.
I think the writing was on the wall with Mostert last season.
Yeah.
And
last season he had a record season.
No, that was the season before that.
Yeah, not this past season, the season before.
Well,
the season before.
2 years ago now.
Right.
This past season's over with. Yes, I know.
But he's also a year older, and he's in his 30s, and
I still think you need to pick up a power back, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Stop going with these bubble screens on third and short, and use a power back.
I think Jalen Wright can be that guy. I really do. He does run strong, but the line's got to help him out. They really do.
Yeah. Well, that's where we say, build in the trenches.
Because you can't just keep running a Chan. You just can't. You cannot keep doing that. He's not going to last the whole season. I'm not saying he's not durable, but you keep sitting there running somebody over and over. And he did last this season, but the last thing you want to do is you don't want to take a guy like a Chan and then fuck around and put him out there, and that's the chance you put. He fucks around and get an injury.
He was out for 2 weeks.
Right.
He got that concussion, and then when he came back, he wore the Guardian helmet for a while.
Right.
Good morning, Shake Money. Thank you for joining the show.
Shake Money, what's up, bro?
Oh, living the dream, baby.
So, what was your thoughts on the release of the three guys?
Well, Durham Smythe was a little shocking, but the other ones wasn't. The other two wasn't.
That's where Fuller was a little shocking to us, but Durham Smythe wasn't so much to us.
No, because they extended him 2 times. Not to mention, I think he regressed because of the quarterback carousel and the fact that the play calling was too. I don't know what the hell they were doing anyway. So you know what I mean. Everybody was regressing on that offense. So not just him, but Will Fuller. He's getting older, and I think I have this feeling that at 13 we're going to get a cornerback.
I think we're going to trade back at 13. I think we're going to trade back to the 25th, around the 25th spot, 26th spot, somewhere in there, and get an extra second, an extra third on it. And then in that 26th spot, we'll pick up an offensive lineman. If he's still available, I think Justin Simmons.
Well, we don't know who they have on their board and where, so.
No, but that's my opinion.
Right, yeah.
I picked, I was correct when I picked Chop Robinson last year.
My opinion is I wait and see.
Yep, there you go. I'm with you, Johnny.
Well, we know that, Johnny. We know that, but you know what? It's nice to have a little contest to see who can pick the first pick.
Yeah, so like I said, I think they're going to go cornerback cornerback. because that's what we need. Because Ramsey's getting up there, and he's pretty much the only secondary we have on the contract. Besides, pretty much the only secondary person we have on the contract.
Well, anyone in particular you see as cornerback that we might grab?
Maybe another roommate of Chris Greer's son.
Okay.
I haven't checked out the cornerback room yet, but we'll see.
Good morning, Russell, my brother. How you doing?
Yo, Russell, what's going on, brother?
Finn's up from Fall River, Mass. Fuller was hurt. I think Finn stay at 13. If Banks is available, take him. If not available, Starks, safety from Georgia.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, right now, I mean, you guys know way more about college football than what I do. I haven't even watched a college football game like that. I watch highlights. I'm just a spectator on this subject. So, I mean, I know one thing: we need some interior offensive linemen and interior defensive linemen. We clearly watched in this year's Super Bowl that the offensive line and the defensive line actually won that damn game for the Philadelphia Eagles. Literally.
Well, that's what gets me in a lot of these mock drafts I've looked at and stuff. There's so many people picking 2 offensive tackles, 1 offensive guard, and that's it throughout the whole draft.
We need 2 guards. We need depth.
Yeah.
So I said the Monday after the Super Bowl, I said, I hope Chris Greer watched that because Philly's defensive line and their offensive line won them that game. It was one in the trenches. Yeah, they didn't run for a lot of yards with Saquon, but they gave Hurts plenty of time to throw the ball.
Well, that's true. The Chiefs were able to stop the run, but they couldn't stop the pass.
Right. They keyed on Saquon, and Hurts beat him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You said didn't know what that was. Hurts was like, "Oh, you guys said I didn't have an arm. You guys said I couldn't sit there and put the ball where I needed. Your guys said all this stuff. Watch this." And Hurts been hearing all the naysayers all year long, and he shut everybody up this past Sunday.
Yep. That's why he was MVP of the game. Ran for what, 50, 60 yards, threw for 250.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how long that quiet lasts. Though I guarantee you, people are still gonna, just like they're gonna come up with some kind of excuses of why he was. Well, the reason he's not that good. It's the surroundings and blah blah blah. They're gonna try to do everything in their power to minimize his accomplishments, like they do Lamar Jackson.
They can do that all they want to, Shake, but all that is just hateration. That's all that is. And I mean, I tell anybody, like I told everybody, look, does it hurt to see Philly win another Super Bowl and the whole scenario? Yeah, it hurts me. I'm happy for the city, but it hurts me because I'm like, well, damn. I'm like, we ain't had these people in our organization. We had Ajayi in our organization. He goes to Philly, helps them win a Super Bowl. We have Vic Fangio in our organization. He said, I'm out of here. I want to leave. Went to Philly, took him out of 3 categories and took him from worst to first and helped them win a Super Bowl. So it's like, damn. Like, I feel like Stephon Diggs looking at the AFC Championship game where the Kansas City Chiefs beat them with that 13 seconds and going into overtime. That's exactly how I feel all over again. But this time, it's the city winning another Super Bowl. And I'm wondering when or where when we will change this culture in the Miami Dolphins organization.
And believe it or not, I heard somewhere that was the first time Vic Fangio beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, well, shit, he did a masterpiece, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. He had a masterful game plan. Only rushing 4 and putting all that pressure on him.
Rush 4, dropped everybody else.
Hell, he had a masterful game plan in London. He only held them to 14 points. It's not our fault. Tyreek Hill gave up that that fumble for 7 points, and we couldn't do nothing offensively.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm looking at the stats right now throughout the game, and Patrick Mahomes had 257 yards. Hurts had 221 yards, but Hurts had 72 yards of rushing. Mahomes only had 25. Hurts had 1 TD where Mahomes had nothing.
No, Mahomes had a touchdown. The long bomb to Worthy at the end of the game.
We're talking about rushing touchdowns.
Okay.
Yeah, it's had 3 passing touchdowns.
Yeah. They both had 1 interception.
No, Mahomes had 2 interceptions.
They did. He had 2.
Okay, yeah.
2, because one went for a pick 6 and the other one was at like the 15, 13-yard line that he threw a pick that they ended up scoring on that.
Yeah.
Okay. I was looking at just individual players on that one. Cooper DeJean, the rookie who had the pick 6, that was something, and his birthday at that.
You can't make that shit up.
No, you can't. And it goes to say it was a great birthday gift for Saquon Barkley too, or
Saquon.
Yeah, man.
Time of possession, Eagles 37 minutes basically, and 23 minutes for the Chiefs. That's a big deal right there.
A huge deal. I mean, you think about it, they took whatever time they had and they executed them every time they sat there and got the ball. And trust and believe it. Like I told everybody, those 22 points from Kansas City was garbage points, literally.
Oh yeah.
16 of them were at the end of the game when the game was already on hand.
Correct. So
Hurts was sacked twice, where Mahomes was sacked 6 times.
mm-hmm.
They both had the Chiefs had 7 penalties. The Eagles had 8 penalties. But here's the big thing, that the Eagles only punted twice, where the Chiefs had to punt 6 times.
Russell's right. Fangio never wanted to be in Miami. That was just a stop for him. He wanted to be in Philly and couldn't get the job, so he went somewhere for a year to keep himself sharp, and then went to Philly. And
well, I disagree with that, because before he signed the dotted line, the Philly job opened up. So he could have said, you know what, I have no obligation to you. I'm going to Philly. So here's the thing. The reason he left was because of this South Beat culture. If the players would have taken their job seriously, he'd still be here.
nah, I don't think so. He signed with Miami before the Philly job, or the Philly job was already taken.
No,
Right.
he wasn't. No, the job. The guy had a head coaching job. Got the head coaching job. So before he had a gentleman's agreement with Miami. He didn't officially sign anything. And at the same time, that same week, there was an opening in Philly. He could have went to Philly if he wanted to.
Well, that's what he wanted all along. He made that known. He wanted to be in Philly.
So he could have been there. He didn't leave because he wanted to be in Philly. He left because the culture of Miami Dolphins was trash.
No, I don't agree, because if you go back and look at our conversations a year ago or 9 months ago when we signed, we were doing shows and we were saying, it was great to get Fangio, but he really didn't want to be here. He wanted to be in Philly. He made it known he wanted to be in Philly, but the position wasn't open. We were talking about it on our podcast.
Well, we can go back further than that, gentlemen. Remember, he was a consultant for the Philadelphia Eagles when they went against Kansas City the first time. So he understood what the Philly culture was about before he came down to Miami. So with that being said, he had an idea how Philly was running shit way before the head coaching job or anything opened up, before any of that stuff. So I understand the points of both of you guys are bringing, but he was in Philly first as a consultant. And then he sat there and saw that the Philly job wasn't open, and then came down to Miami and probably seen how that shit was and said, you know what? I'm going back up PA.
Exactly. So, why am I gonna? Why am I? He knows that the players want to work hard. If you're gonna put out a game plan and get questioned every 5 minutes, why? How come this guy is not doing this? Hey, let me coach the defense. And he's constantly getting pushback and constantly got players that don't want to do the job. Of course, he's going to want to be somewhere else because he's feeling like his coaching ability is being wasted. It's not like he wanted to be in Miami. He had the defense top 10. He did his job. So it's not like he's like he was dicking around in Miami.
Oh no, he did a good job in Miami. Absolutely.
And the players didn't want to play for him, Johnny. You clearly seen the Twitter shots. You clearly seen the messages online. We talked about it here on the show numerous times. Like the players, some of those players did not. They would rather party and just do their little bit, whatever they need to do, than to sit there and have a mentality of trying to win a Super Bowl. And it clearly showed. It clearly showed. And that's what really pissed me off.
Like, some of these players came out after he left and said, he was too harsh. It's this, that. Dude, he's a coach. He's an old school coach. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's the problem. Like, I mean, we like I said, the culture has to change for us to even consider being we can't even breathe of being in the same echelon as the Eagles right now. We cannot. They are on a whole nother level, and if they keep their shit together, they're going to run it back. I can tell you that right now. So just give me a heads up. We got to worry about beating people in our fucking division or people above 500 before we even think about anywhere near where they're at right now.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we can't even win our own division in a playoff game. Never mind get to the Super Bowl.
Absolutely. So the mentality has to change in that whole organization. I talked about it at work all the time with a whole bunch of different football fans. And I told them, I said, listen, I'm a fan. I love my team, but I'm a realist at the end of the day. And until we change our mentality, we're not going anywhere. That's just what it is.
Yep, Mike has to be a head coach, not a buddy to everybody.
Yeah, but I agree. Agreed, Russell. I agree with that. Howie, I mean, it was a point in time, and Johnny, you know this by living in a tri-state area. You knew they was about to run Howie out of town. They was going to run this man out of town big time. And then now, shit, he not only got 1, but 2 Super Bowls within the last 9 years. Man, please.
Oh, yeah, but listen, in Philly, it takes, if they start off bad next year or don't win a division, they'll be wanting to run them out of town again.
Listen, wait a minute. Let's think about it. This team last year started 2-2 last year. They started 2-2, and you can imagine how the fucking sports radio was going on here in Philly. After that, they went 14-1, literally 14-1. They lost. The only loss they had was against the Washington Commanders when Hurts went out. That was their only loss after that. So they got their shit together.
Here's something we started talking about earlier. I'm here today, gone later today. New Dolphins wide receiver coach Robert Prince, who accepted a position with the Dolphins on January 24th, may already be leaving after only a few weeks, per Tom Pelissero. of the NFL Network. Prince is interviewing to be the offensive coordinator of the New Orleans Saints under the new head coach, Kellen Moore. Prince and Moore worked together in Dallas for one season.
And if he does leave, you can't blame him. He's going from being a wide receiver coach to an offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Right.
And it doesn't hurt us any. We still got plenty of time to find another, wide receiver coach and fill the position. So that's not that concerning. I'm more concerned about filling holes in positions that we need than I am than a wide receiver coach.
Hey, Wes Welker's still available.
Yeah, well, they got rid of him for what reasons we don't know.
Right, they fired him. Like, what, you gonna rehire him?
With our organization, it wouldn't surprise me.
Hey, listen, it's an April Fool's joke.
Well, shake, I wish it was April.
4 other Dolphins who could soon be released after Raheem Mostert. Let's see what they have. Where are you at? Jason Sanders had one of the best seasons 2024, but it might not be enough to save his job. Eazy-E had his chances, and it may be time to end his time on the roster. And Teron Armstead and Bradley Chubb will know their fate soon. Armstead's release would save the team $15 million, and Chubb's release would save us $19.5 million.
Yeah, well, that's where they got. They'll go in and try to restructure, and if they want to restructure, they will. If they don't, they'll be gone.
Right.
Yeah. And that's those two would have to be post June 1st release.
Well, if Armstead's gone, you hope Patrick Paul has learned enough that he can do an adequate job as he's still learning, because they said he was a project from the start. So
yeah.
I mean, my whole thing is they just need to get this shit together because, like I keep saying, and I don't want it to come to fruition, but we could fuck around and be in last place in this division next year if we don't get our shit together. And I really mean that. For real. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I'm not wishing it. I'm not. I really am not, but I am a realist. I'm looking at what this dude from the Jets. We'll see what they're going to do. See what their future holds, what they're going to go at quarterback, because he's a defensive-minded head coach. So you already know he's got a defense already there in the Jets. So he has a defense set right there, which depending on what they're going to do. Then you got to worry about these fucking Patriots, which they got a shitload of money, a nice amount of picks, top 4 draft picks in the first 50. And they're already saying they're going into free agency and they're going to be looking to try to beef up their wide receiving core. And then you already know the beast of the East are the Bills. And until we beat the Bills, they are going to sit there and be who they are, the fucking Bills. So Miami better get their head out of their ass, because we just talked about this about a couple years ago once we started this podcast, that the door is slowly closing. My whole thing is this, Yeah, I hear you, Russell. The thing about it is they got Vrabel, and Vrabel is a guy that's old school, and they like that old school New England mentality.
Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Papa Paul's playing with buttons.
I'm sitting there looking, I'm like, oh, what the show over already? What the hell?
Yeah, we're going to have a tough time in our own division next year. There's no doubt. You're right. If they don't fill these holes and get some guys that we really need, we could definitely be in last place with 5 or 6 wins.
And when we're not disciplined either, that's the other thing too. You know, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching us this morning. Please hit the subscribe and like button for us. We duly appreciate it.
In the meantime, we're going to take a quick commercial break.
What's up, y'all? This is Chef Jew. Looking for a great chef for your next catering party, private party, office party, etc. with welcome ordering meals and desserts? Let Chef Jew Catering and Sweet Treats take care of it for you at an affordable price. Call me at 786-804-8096. Also, reach me at chefjewcatering@gmail.com. Direct message on Facebook and Instagram at Chef Juice Catering. Chef Juice Catering and Sweet Treats. Food with a passion. We do it all.
Chef Jew, Miami-Dade, Palm Beach area. Get your good food and sweet treats.
But yeah, you know, we gotta address what we need to address in house, and you know, people got to start putting their fucking personal shit to the side and actually sit there and really start playing some football, man. Like, play like you mean it. Cause I'm like, damn. And we have a few people on that team that do play like they mean it, but there's a lot of them that play and then you looking like, yo, you just playing for a contract? Holland? You know, come on.
Well, Holland didn't even play for a contract. He had a horrible year.
Dude, he sat there. I'll never forget the play that you mentioned, and I'll never forget that play. The ball's right in front of him. He tapping the ball. Hop on the ball, bro.
He did that a couple times,
Oh,
trying to swipe at it instead of diving on it.
I'm like, you got to be effing kidding me. And you want a high end contract? Word? No.
Yeah, what's he do? He walks in the office and says, well, you know, I was trying not to get hurt, you know, so that's why I wasn't diving on balls and doing stuff. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, we got a lot of holes to fill and only 10 picks to do it in free agency. And what sucks about this time of year is for the next 2 months, that's all we got to talk about is, you know, waiting for the draft.
Right.
Yeah, we got to make cap space still. We're still $4 million shy of just being above, you know, even.
Yeah, but that once they announce how much the cap's going up, that number goes away real quick.
Right.
But that's why also I think we trade back to the around the 25th spot and get 2 extra picks. And that'll give us 12 picks instead of 10.
Oh, I wouldn't be mad if they traded back and got another second, another third, you know, because you need some young talent, but you also got holes to fill. But our only problem is even if they move back and get extra picks and then they draft guys and they turn out to be decent players, if they're not at one of the premium positions, Greer's not going to re-sign them after their 4th year anyway.
Yeah. Russell, I agree with you. I don't think any of us would be surprised if we moved Ramsey to safety. We would like that, I think.
Yeah, I think at his age he'd be better off moving back. The problem then is you move him, now you have 0 corners, you know, with a lot of experience or anything on the team.
Right.
Well, that's where we, you know, sign a corner like Hilton from Cincy or DJ from the Jets, like Russell says.
Nope. These are the wait and see months.
Yes,
Wait and see
sir.
where we go, what we do, who we draft, what free agents we go after.
Mm-hmm.
It's a wait and see, Russell. I know regardless of how many picks we have, we don't draft correctly. We haven't in the past few years. Maybe we will this year for once. Who knows?
And we've hit on some of our draft picks. Listen, no GM hits on every draft pick. It
As a
just
matter of
doesn't
fact,
happen.
last year was a pretty good draft. We had we had contributors and pretty much all the rounds. Patrick, the offensive tackle was a contributor. Sharp Robinson was a contributor. Jalen Wright was a contributor. The Washington guy was a contributor. So he hit last year.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's you're not going to hit on every pick. No GM does. Go through a roster and look at how many they draft and how many they keep. Nobody keeps 100% of what they draft. Nobody works out. Your first and second rounders are the big names, and those are the guys you expect to see. And some turn out to be busts. They just don't translate what they did in college, or they don't have the heart for the NFL, and they don't realize how hard it is till they get there, and then they're like, "Damn."
Right.
I don't know if Russ was actually talking about that. I think it's more like the positions where we should have been drafting O-line and D-line last year, and we didn't.
Yeah, well, that's because Greer kept coming out saying, "Well, we're not worried about the offensive line." Well, your fan base is. We see what we got. We know what's there, and you're not worried about it, but we sure as hell are. And then, sure enough, the biggest downfall of the year was the two guards.
It's a late
And the other downfall is he'd rather get a compensatory pick than to get a decent backup quarterback.
Yeah, which has done us absolutely no good with anybody that's been there over the last 3-4 years.
Ain't that the truth?
Look at our record when Tua doesn't play.
It's damn near guaranteed a loss.
Damn near, yeah. Nothing against Huntley. He played well as he learned the playbook. He got better, but he was a practice squad player on Baltimore.
Right.
There's a reason he's sitting on the practice squad and not Lamar Jackson's backup.
Mm-hmm.
And what's frustrating is like in Indianapolis, there's a few games where we were in it. You know what I mean? We didn't,
Right.
In it, we were leading by 10 in Indy. We were leading by 10 over Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
But the game's played for 60 minutes, not 30, not 40, 45, 60-minute game. If you ain't playing 60 minutes, that's the shit that happens.
Well, just looked at an article where Kim Bocamper says that Hill should not be a captain next year.
Agreed. 100%. Captains don't quit on their team. I don't give a damn what anybody says.
Yep.
We'll have to wait and see what they do with that, because a lot of the times they let the team, vote for their captains, and if everybody votes for them, they're still going to give it to them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Mom's list.
Hmm?
It was, we've got cheese, chicken, and this. Anything else?
That sounds good.
Yeah, Nancy making dinner for everybody.
I'm hungry as hell. Talking about some cheese and chicken. I'm like, yo, I'm hungry as hell.
Nancy's making dinner. Everybody head towards Papa Paul's house.
No, I'm on my way. Shoot. Straight up. I'll bring some rolls. Ain't no problem with that. Shit. Yeah, it's just a wait and see, like you say, Johnny. I mean, that's literally where we're at with it right now. You
Yeah.
know.
Unfortunately, that's the time of year we're in. The season's over. Nothing really goes on. You get your cuts here and there, different teams doing this and that, but there's nothing major that goes on right now. This is
Right.
this is for them. For the players, it's the relaxing part of the year. For the front office, it's not, because they have to evaluate everybody, look at contracts, start talking about restructures, looking at guys they might want to sign in free agency. And, so the office is busy, the building is busy, but the team is not.
Mhm.
And it doesn't give us a whole lot to talk about because ain't much going on.
Right. And so, yeah, Russell, they've been sinking. They have been sinking, and I'm gonna be honest with you. We really gonna be a sinking ship if we don't get our shit together. We need to draft 2 quarterbacks. I don't care how they do it, but we need to have 2 quarterbacks on this roster next season. I don't give a damn. Not one. I'm like, I don't understand why we only had fucking Scholar and just Tua as our backups. Like I didn't understand that. You need 3 quarterbacks, not 2.
Well, the problem is this year we have so many holes to fill. You need
I
two
know.
guards. You need a defensive lineman. You need linebackers. You need safeties or corners or both. We got a lot of holes
Offensive
to fill.
line, yeah, there's a ton of holes to fill.
Yeah, I agree, Russell. I see a sign of Mariota and drafting the QB. Yep. Quiet as kept. I wouldn't be surprised Mariota is on a Miami uniform next year as the backup quarterback. But you draft somebody late in the later rounds. You draft somebody and make them the 3rd quarterback.
I think some of the mock draft picks I seen had us picking a quarterback in like the 6th or 7th round.
Okay.
Which,
If we get Mariota, I guarantee you they're going to have a field day. Oh, they draft the quarterback that Tua looked up to when he was in high school, fellow Samoan.
You already know.
I just want guys that want to come in, want to play hard, want to be dogs, want to earn their money, put on a show. Give us a good team. But right now, I'm telling you, 5 or 6 wins next year. That's what I'm looking at.
I agree because we can't protect Tua, and it's going to be a long season. And we play against some crazy teams next year. We do. It's funny. We might be playing against Scholar in Pittsburgh. Wouldn't that be some shit?
Yeah.
that would be funny.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, and our luck, Skyler would go off and throw for 350 yards,
Yeah.
4 touchdowns, throwing the ball all over the place, and then all our fan base was like, "Well, how come he couldn't do that for us? Because it's a different system. If they allow him to throw the ball, Skyler's a gunslinger. He wants to throw the ball. He doesn't want to be dinking and dunking and throwing for screens and bubble screens and throwing for 2 yards. He wants to be throwing the ball downfield, and we just never changed the playbook to let him do that. I'm not saying he's going to be a great quarterback, but if he gets a chance and they let him throw the ball, you never know.
Right.
Mike's biggest mistake all year was not adjusting the playbook to the quarterback that was in there.
True.
Yeah, he one size fits all. That's why I said Mac Jones would be a good fit because he doesn't have to change up the playbook as much for Mac Jones.
Right.
Yeah, but any good coach, I don't care if you coach in high school, college, pros, you have to change when certain players are in the game for whatever reason. You got to fit their strengths. I mean, Shula did it. He went from a running game to a passing game. You know, Jimmy Johnson had good balance with the passing game, and he knew his players in Dallas, and the coach in Philly right now. He went into the game saying, "All right, you're going to stack the box. We're just going to throw the ball all over you."
Mm-hmm.
It's all it takes sometimes.
Yeah, you have to play to the strengths of the players, not what you want, but what they can give you.
That's why I say, his biggest thing is he needs to give up the play calling, McDaniels. He needs to let someone else do the play calling.
I won't argue with you there.
Yep. But he said multiple times he doesn't see that's the issue.
And that's where his head's too big in the case. He doesn't. Don't see the issue if you don't give it a chance. You got to give it a chance, someone else a chance, in order to show you that their play calling's better than yours. And when you're calling, you're 3rd and 1 and calling a bubble screen or, fade to the outside, whatever. 3rd and short, you should be running the ball up the middle. Yeah,
no. What his idea for 3rd and short is 3rd and 1. He throws the ball 5 yards back behind the line of scrimmage. I'm like, well, how does that make sense?
That shit makes me sick. I'll be like, dude, what the fuck? We go 5 to 7 yards behind, like you just said, Shake, and then we only gain 1, if that, maybe 1, or get back to the line of scrimmage. And you're like, what? What was that?
Every time. And it's bad when all us fans can see it coming.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why if we can see it coming, the defense is, and that's why they stop us because they know what's coming. They're yelling screen before the ball's even hiked.
Right.
Yep.
Agreed, Russell. The problem is we got a quarterback you can't sneak with him in there because if he takes a blow to the head, that's it. So you got to be able to pound it with a running back or listen, take ego out of it. If it's 3rd and 1 and Tua can't sneak the ball, put somebody bigger in there. Put somebody that can take the hit. Let them sneak it. Do the tush push with somebody else. You don't have to put Tua at risk. Take him out.
Just like Texas was doing with Manning. Whenever they were 3rd and short, they were putting Manning in there.
Oh, the Longhorns you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah. The same thing. 3rd and short, they were putting Eli Manning, or not Eli, Archie Manning.
Yeah. I remember Brian Flores when it was goal line situation. He put Jacoby Brissett to do the QB sneak.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. Yes, Manning 6'4", and that's a good thing. He can see over the O line at least. We got 10 minutes, guys. Appreciate everyone watching us. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Huddle Sports Network.
Has anybody heard from Mr. Polk lately?
No.
Yeah, he's been on Pete's channel here and
Okay.
there.
Okay. Just want to make sure he's okay. What about Miss Pam? Anybody heard from her?
I
I,
have.
see,
I got.
I heard on Twitter Spaces not too long ago. So
Yeah,
she's doing good.
She was on Twitter Space the other day. I seen that.
Okay.
Hey, by the way, Winters, after this, I want to. Can I call you after this? But after we're done.
He's muted right now.
Yeah, you can give me a call, Shake. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing my Saturday morning wrestling show. I don't know if it's gonna be this coming weekend or the following.
Cool. Thank you, Russell. We appreciate you. Yeah, I don't know if y'all seen that it was Ethan's brother's birthday recently, so I think today or yesterday.
I don't know if I saw that. I'll have to go back and check.
Yep, Evan's birthday. Happy birthday, Evan.
Happy birthday, Mr. Evan.
Can't wait to see you make the NFL. What you got going on this week, Shake?
I'm gonna be doing the Smoke Lounge this Thursday. We're gonna be talking about all the off-season moves. I got a couple of people coming on, so I'll send you the link if you want to join us this Thursday at 7:00. So there's gonna be a small panel.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Definitely. When do you plan on doing this, Shake?
Thursday at 7.
Yeah, Thursday at 7.
Okay.
That's my bowling night. I'll be listening, but I'll be bowling.
No, bowl that 300, Johnny.
Yeah, okay.
You got it, Johnny. Stop it, man. You got that 300, man. Stop it.
Oh, I've shot plenty of them, just not recently.
I have never shot a 300.
299.
I shot a 300, but it took me about like 20 games.
Yeah. 299 with a solid 8-pin looking at my face.
You ready, boy?
So, yeah. I was right at the doorstep, and it sucks. I haven't gotten close ever since, and that was over 12 years ago.
Nope. My first ball in the 10th frame was a strike, and then a spare after that. So, nope, didn't quite make it. I think I ended up with like a 294 or something like that.
Now, 294, you would have had to throw two in a 10th and a 4 count. If you went strike,
it might have been a 296, but yeah, it was something. It was in the 290s. I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, you throw the first 2 in the 10th and then count on the last ball.
Man, just say you choked, man. You just fucking choked. Just to say that.
I choked.
Shit, we've all choked. My first chance at 300, I shot 296. I went right through it too slow.
You went right to the heart, didn't it?
Went right through the face and left the big 4 and went 296 the first time I had the front 11. That was years ago.
Oh my god!
I haven't been bowling in shit. Probably 15 years.
I think the last time I went bowling was maybe about, I want to say a decade. It's been a decade. But it's like riding a bike. You don't forget. It's just my body. My body gonna be like, you ain't thrown a bowling ball in years. You better warm up.
And for all you out there, we are no longer going to be doing Monday shows for now. We're going to put the Monday shows off for now. So just Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. and Wednesday evenings at 8 p.m. So appreciate everyone joining us. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Anybody have any last words?
No, just thanks to everybody joining us this morning on all platforms. Thank you, Shake Money, for joining us as always, brother. And good looking out for Johnny O coming through, and you, sir. And looking forward to seeing everybody on Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Other than that, peace, love, and fins up, everybody. Y'all have a wonderful night.
Peace, love, and fins up, all.
Fins up, everybody.
Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before. Imagine tuning in to real-time discussions, expert analyses, and fan interactions all at your fingertips. Each platform offers a unique experience, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. We're not just sharing stories, we're creating a community of passionate sports enthusiasts. Join us as we dive deep into the evolution of podcasting, where every episode is a chance to engage, debate, and celebrate the world of sports. This is where your voice matters and the game never stops. Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before, where sports passion meets podcasting brilliance. I'm Mike, the Bear fan, and alongside Bill, the Packer fan, and our buddy Ken Catalone, we're bringing you an incredible lineup of 38 diverse podcasters. Each one brings their unique flavor to the table, covering everything from game analysis to behind-the-scenes stories. Imagine diving deep into the minds of experts who live and breathe football, sharing insights that you won't find anywhere else.